Coming up on the South Florida High School Football Show, we're headed for the playoffs, and we'll take a look at all of the contenders. Troy Drayton looks ahead to the junior class in recruiting. Plus, we'll preview the first round of the playoffs in Miami-Dade and Broward. All of that and more coming up on the South Florida High School Football Show. Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to the South Florida High School Football Show. Joe Zagacki alongside my broadcast partner, Don Bailey Jr., as we come to you from the Regal Entertainment Group Theater in Plantation, where we are more than just a movie. Well, we have a lot of concessions behind us. You know, I love concessions.
I know you do, Joe. Anything that's a dessert or sweet or even popcorn, you're all in.
Raisinets, Milk Duds, I'm ready for that. But first, we had to deal with some high school football. This is our 10th and final show of the year. We're headed for the postseason, so some great high school football.
Absolutely, Joe. There's been a lot of teams that have fought really hard this season to get to this point and get into the playoffs. There's some teams that feel lucky, and there's some teams that feel that they have earned it.
All right, get your popcorn. Here we go. The top contenders will start with the #1 team in Dade and Broward County, American Heritage, and they are looking for a three-peat. Mike Rump is the head coach there, and Heritage into the postseason, looking to win it all for the third straight year.
Well, you know Mike Rump's teams are always going to be sound on defense. He was a defensive player, All-American, NFL in the secondary, so he understands the concepts and the techniques that are needed on defense, and that also helps win championships and or state titles.
That defense is allowing about 17 points per game. They got a big tight end, Nick Eubanks, that supplies some of the offense for them. Let's go to St. Thomas. They're looking to go back-to-back. Roger Harriet in his first year, but they're trying to win back-to-back state titles.
That they are, Joe, and I think, and everybody thought going into week one that they had the talent, they had the experience, they had the coaching, everything was supposed to fall into place for them to go back-to-back, and I haven't given up hope yet.
They are strong on all three levels with Jake Allen, the quarterback, leading the way. Let's go down south in Miami-Dade County. Coral Gables had a big win over Columbus. That gave them the district championship.
Absolutely. Coral Gables has got good linebackers. They're speedy. Now, they're a little undersized. They're probably not as big as you would want, but those guys all run. They understand the technique. They understand positioning, and they also have a good offense to go with that strong defense.
Roger Pollard is the head coach there, and of course, they like to run the football.
Yes, that's a great combination when you have strong defense and you can run that football and eat up the time of possession. They've done a good job of not turning it over also on offense.
The team they beat for the district is a team that's going to be, I think, could be a troublemaker in the postseason. They play very well. That's Columbus.
Columbus can always give you trouble. First of all, they're going to make very few mistakes. They're well coached. They've got a lot of experience, meaning in the playoffs and in the postseason, and that all pays dividends this time of year.
Columbus went all the way to the 8A state championship game a year ago. That experience has to help.
Well, it does, Joe. You understand how to get ready. You understand how to go on the road. The crowds are different. The pace of the game is different. And, of course, the competition is tougher.
A big surprise in Broward County this year. Deerfield Beach, the Bucks coached by Javon Glenn, and they are into the postseason. They play very well.
Well, Coach Glenn's done a phenomenal job. There, as you mentioned, this is the surprise team, but he probably was the one that knew that they had the talent. And what he did so well is that he convinced the players to buy into him, his system, and believe in themselves, and this is how far it can get you.
They have a big play offense, and that starts with Kevin Ridley at wide receiver.
Well, Ridley's a guy that makes a bunch of tough catches. He does a nice job with yards after the catch, but more importantly, he has a nose for the end zone.
All right, in Miami-Dade County, back in the postseason. How about the season the Chiefs of Carroll City put together with Aubrey Hill as the head coach?
No surprise there. Aubrey Hill had college experience. He's a former Chief. He was an outstanding receiver at the University of Florida. He's got the Chiefs back in it for the first time since 2009. And as long as he's the head coach, I believe they're going to be a regular in the playoffs.
He has the quarterback in Buckshot Calvert.
Well, how can Buckshot not be the guy? The main thing that helped them this year was they had so much success on the 7-on-7 that it was incorporated into the season, and look what's happened. They're knocking on the door and getting in the playoffs.
Speaking of knocking on the door, they're always knocking, and they knock you with their running game. That's Belen.
Yeah, Belen has always been powerful there, but let's give the offensive line a little credit. They're well coached. They take their job seriously. They understand what they're supposed to do. They open the holes, but then you have to have the backs to run through them.
In Broward County, Chaminade Madonna back into the postseason. Jason Milgram, the new head coach there, came over from St. Thomas. He has Chaminade Madonna into the postseason.
He absolutely does, and I know that makes all of those people very proud. He did a nice job transitioning from St. Thomas, as you mentioned. He instilled his system. They've bought in, and voila, you're in the playoffs.
Sean Shivers, the running back there, averaging almost 9 yards a carry. They run the ball for about 250 yards a game. Those are good numbers for the postseason.
Absolutely. When you start looking at 9 yards a carry through an entire season, that's a phenomenal number. And then you throw that on top of the fact that the total number is close to 250 yards. You can't help but win football games.
In Miami-Dade County, this team returned only 4 starters this year, but Booker T. Washington went undefeated in district play, and once again, they're going to try to bring home a state championship.
Well, I think it's great that they were able to work through this year. They've had some struggles at quarterback. They played a true freshman quarterback early in the season. He's the future of Booker T. They had a coaching change, and they've been able to regroup and win the football games that they're capable of, and they will learn from going to the playoffs. How far they get, nobody will know, but I can tell you they will get an education in every single game they play.
They've been to the state championship 4 years in a row in Broward County. This is an explosive team. Damian Jones is the head coach in his 8th year at Hollandale. The Chargers can score a lot of points, and they've got a great quarterback.
They have scored points all year long, and it does start with the quarterback. Coach Jones has been there, as you mentioned, 8 years. His system is fully in place. He's been able to put the package together on both offense, defense, and special teams. But more importantly, he's got skilled talent and D1 talent on that roster.
Speaking of skilled and D1 talent, Miami Central, they've got another chance to make a great run.
That they do, and Coach Smith always does a good job, and they just seem to keep reloading at Central. They had some struggles this year as well, but sometimes you learn from that. You learn that not every game's a gimme, and not every game can you line up and just out-athlete people. You got to go into a game and make the fewest mistakes sometimes, and also make the biggest plays.
While Central likes to run the football, in Broward County, Flanagan likes to stop the run. Devin Bush is the head coach there, and the Dirty Bird defense, they are outstanding.
And Joe, when you watch them play, the thing that's so impressive is their pursuit. It's not 2 or 3 guys around the ball. They want 11 hats on the ball. They do a good job of tracking the ball carrier and the receiver. They understand the philosophy and the big picture of that defense, and they incorporate it on every single play.
All right, come up for air, Mr. Bailey. That's a pretty comprehensive look at many of the contenders, and we wish everybody a good luck as the postseason gets underway. The regular season ended this past weekend, and here are some of the key highlights.
Thank you, Joe and Don. Adam Cooperstein here with your high school football highlights, and you won't believe the finish Thursday afternoon between Palmer Trinity and Sheck Hillel. Check this out. Exciting game for the Florida Independent Football Conference Trophy. It's Palmer Trinity up 12-7, less than 2 minutes to go. Hillel's QB, Bradley Moskowitz, carries it in himself, and that gets them the 18-12 lead. But watch this. The Lions get the ball back with an interception by Avi Dove and just need to run the clock out to win. Then a delay of game penalty stops the clock, forces a punt with only seconds left. And the snap is muffed. Palmer's Guillermo Bonet picks up the loose ball and runs it in for a touchdown. Unbelievable. Palmer Trinity with the miraculous 18-15 win. On Thursday night, we got HML Hialeah Miami Lakes hosting Matter Academy at Mylander Stadium. First quarter, no score. Matter's Daniel Doriscar gets the ball, goes 28 yards for a touchdown. Then second quarter, Matter's defense gets into action. It's Nez DaCosta picking the quick outlet pass, an easy 6 points. Matter goes on and beats the Trojans 30-20. On Friday night, a big one on senior night for St. Thomas. Their top defensive player, Nick Bosa, out with an injury, and yet they look pretty good against Flanagan, even without their starting quarterback, too. Flanagan takes a 7-3 lead, taking the second half kickoff back for a touchdown. But even shorthanded, St. Thomas just too strong. Jackson Kincaid with the touchdown here. St. Thomas wins 19-14. And in Miami, neighboring rivals, Carroll City and American. Carroll City using some trickery. Stephen Calvert throws to Caleb Thomas, and he throws it down to his fellow receiver, Kevon Dingle, for a touchdown. Carroll City rolls 42-10.
The South Florida High School Football Show is sponsored by the Miami Dolphins, Metro PCS, U.S. Army, Vera Cadillac Buick GMC, Tico Peoples Gas, Adidas, and Regal Cinemas.
Experience the Vera difference at Vera Cadillac Buick GMC Pembroke Pines. Vera is 4 miles north of Sun Life Stadium.
Bro, just watch what I do.
This the game that chose us. Pioneer started
24. Bet he don't do it.
lining up the block.
See that, Jimmy?
My name is Gary Baumwall, and my Cinch moment was my 5th birthday.
Seldom does a team celebrate before a game, but in Miami, Dan Marino and Mark Clayton took time to wish a young Dolphin fan a happy birthday.
Gary, hey man, I want to see if you want another football.
Hey man, thanks. What's up, man?
Each one of us has our Cinch moment. What's yours?
The South Florida High School Football Show's recruiting segment is sponsored by Metro PCS, wireless for all.
We are back on the South Florida High School Football Show. Joe Zagacki with my broadcast partner, Don Bailey Jr., coming to you from the Regal Entertainment Group Theaters in Plantation, right between University and Pine Island, where we are more than just a movie. We have a complete selection here at the concession stand. You know, you can get a burger now going to the movies.
I believe that. Hot dog too, I believe.
You get a hot dog, you get a chicken sandwich to go with your Raisinets. We move in to our recruiting segment. There was a time where you just talked about the seniors and you didn't talk about them until January. Now you talk about juniors and sophomores, and Troy Drayton is going to examine the juniors. But if you're a junior, you are on somebody's radar.
Absolutely, and look, now they're even recruiting 8th graders, and sometimes those guys are getting offers for scholarships. But yes, a junior year now, a lot of people look at it as even being as important or more important than your senior year, because they see how much you improve from your junior year to your senior year, and then they try to project how you're going to improve as a high school senior to a collegiate player.
You know, Troy Drayton joined our show this year. I have him in my favorites, and now he's in my BFF. We're best friends now.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
How about that? Right here on my Metro PCS LG Optimus F6. All right, Troy, my new best friend, let's talk about those juniors.
Now that we looked at the senior class, let's take a look at these exciting juniors from Broward and Dade County. Our first top recruit from 2017 of Broward County is Trevon Grimes, quarterback from St. Thomas Aquinas. Trevon is 6'4", 195 pounds. He has a 4.48 840. He is interested in Ohio State, Auburn, Cincinnati, Clemson, and the University of Florida. Our second recruit is Sanford Samuels, cornerback, Flanagan High School. Sanford is 6'2", 175 pounds. He's probably going to play at Florida State University like his dad did, but Georgia, Michigan, and South Carolina are also looking at him. And our final 2017 recruit from Broward County is Jerry Judah, wide receiver, Deerfield Beach High School. Jerry is 6'1", 174 pounds. He's looking to play at the University of Alabama or UM. Now let's take a look at our top recruits from 2017 from Dade County. Navon Donaldson, offensive tackle from Miami Central High School. Donaldson is 6'5", 300 pounds. He is looking to go to the University of Miami, but the chances of him playing for the Georgia Bulldogs are pretty darn good. Our next recruit is Robert Burns, running back from Gulliver Prep. Robert is 5'11", 210 pounds. He runs a 4.5 40 and has over 21 offers, but most likely will play at the University of Miami. Our last recruit from Miami-Dade County is DeAndre Wilder, outside linebacker from Miami Carroll City High School. DeAndre is 6'2", 196 pounds. He has 10 offers on the table, but his interests lie in Miami and the University of Alabama. Thank you, Joe and Don, for having me this year. Thank you for allowing me to talk about these kids from Broward and Dade County. It's been an honor and a pleasure, and I'm sure you're going to see these kids not only playing on Saturdays, but playing on Sundays. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys on the other side.
All right, Troy, thank you, and it was great having you on the show this year. We look forward to having Troy with us in the future. Did a great job with all that recruiting information.
Absolutely, he's a natural for it.
All right, when we come back, we'll have our Coach of the Week as we continue right here on the South Florida High School Football Show.
Tico Peoples Gas is awarding the 7th Annual Player of the Year Awards to a player in Miami-Dade and a player in Broward County. Fans can nominate a player by logging on to southfloridahighschoolfootball.com. Click on the Tico Player of the Year icon. Nominations are open until November 30th. After November 30th, revisit the site and vote for the finalist. The players receive a beautiful crystal trophy, and their school receives a $500 donation. Tune in to our National Signing Day TV show on February the 3rd, where the winners are announced. This Dolphin Players Flashback is sponsored by the Miami Dolphins.
Zach Vigil, linebacker for the Miami Dolphins. I started my high school career at a 1A football school in Utah. I played there my sophomore and junior year. We won a combined of 8 games, I think, in those 2 years. I then transferred to Clearfield High School, which was a 5A school for more exposure. And unfortunately, we weren't very good there either. We only won 3 games my senior year. I was able to have a decent individual career there, but no plays in particular ever stick in my memory because we weren't very good as a team. And overall, just my advice would be, all you can do is work hard every day, and that's the thing that's going to get you to wherever you want to go, whether that's football or work or anything you want to do. Just you got to put in the work every single day.
Vera Cadillac Buick GMC is awarding the Teacher of the Year awards to a teacher in Miami-Dade and a teacher in Broward County. Fans can nominate a teacher by logging on to southfloridahighschoolfootball.com. Click on the Vera Teacher of the Year icon. Nominations are open until December 30th. The teachers will receive a beautiful crystal trophy and a 6-month lease from Vera Cadillac Buick GMC, and their school receives a $2,000 donation. Tune in to our National Signing Day TV show on February 3rd, where the winners will be announced.
You know why I brought you here today? Metro gives you unlimited data, talk, and text, taxes and fees included for $30, period. Holy! With 4G LTE data included.
We love LTE data.
On the nationwide 4G LTE T-Mobile network. Now, let's take some selfies. Switch to Metro PCS for nationwide 4G LTE. $30, period. Plus a free 4G LTE phone after instant rebate. Now, let's get a picture of your free phone taking a picture of my free phone.
For outdoor projects large or small, avoiding buried utility lines is more than food for thought.
What happened?
Know what's below. You or your contractor should always call 811 before you dig. Utilities will mark your lines for free. Brought to you by Tico Peoples Gas.
You love movies. Join the club and the movies will love you back. The Regal Crown Club. With every visit, you earn credits toward free movies, popcorn, and soft drinks. Plus, with a valid email, you'll get money-saving offers and special invitations to exclusive events. Grab a card at the box office, activate it at regmovies.com, or visit our Regal Movies mobile app. Then earn rewards with a swipe or scan of your card right from your phone. So share the love. Join the club, the Regal Crown Club.
The South Florida High School Football Show's Coaches segment is sponsored by Adidas. Stay up to speed with the fastest brand in football on Twitter and Instagram by following @AdidasFBallUS.
Welcome back, everyone, to the South Florida High School Football Show. Joe Zagacki and Don Bailey Jr. coming to you from the Regal Entertainment Group Theater in Plantation, where we are more than just a movie. I'll tell you, this guy is more than just a head football coach. We've talked a couple of times this year with Rich Stewart of Belen, and he became the all-time winningest coach in the history of Miami-Dade County this year?
Well, Joe, I think historically, if you look at the head coaching position in high school, they are always more than just a coach. They're a father, they're a principal, they're a leader, they're a disciplinarian, and they're a winner. And it's nice to see that his career has turned out the way it has, and everybody has appreciated him the way that they should.
Now, this turned out just perfect because Holmes Braddock is one of the all-time greats in Miami-Dade in the school system. Of course, there is a school named after him. And who do you think Belen is playing for the record-breaking game but Braddock? So we were there, and now we take a look back at the record-breaking victory for Rich Stewart at Belen High School.
It was probably a March day in 1983. The head football coach, who a good friend of mine and a big mentor of mine, Dave Hewitt, decided to take a job at Palmer. Back then it was called Palmer Prep, and surprisingly, they asked a young 23-year-old kid to take over the reins. So, you know, even though I knew I wasn't ready, and I had a lot to learn at that point, I took the job and struggled that first year. I still apologize to those first-year seniors. Second year we had a winning season, then we had a couple of losing seasons. You know, some years you could have some great teams, some years you're not. It comes and goes. We've had every record from 1-9 to 9-1.
You guys need to remember, you get a chance to make history. You get to be part of that history-making team. Think about that. Only you get to be part of that. Only you. But you got to play the way you've been taught to play. Go, go, go! 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 Go!
This one's full. No, I'm just thinking. It's our what do you think we're doing? Make sure there's hydration.
Yes. Okay.
No, let up, baby. We're almost there. Let's go.
There's nothing like this place. This place is truly special. There's no place probably in the world that is special as Belen Jesuit. Family atmosphere, the tradition, the 5 generations of kids that have been coming here. Such a special, and then all the great players and assistant coaches. Well, it's still lots of fun, and as long as it stays fun, and we'll keep doing it. So I still love this place, and I'll keep going as long as I can.
A big congratulations to Rich Stewart, and good luck. He's got a chance to win more football games here in the postseason. That number is just going to keep on climbing. He'll get to the Don Shula numbers, over 300.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. He deserves it.
That'll send him into the Florida Hall of Fame.
And you know what? I hope that we're still doing this so we can congratulate him for that honor.
Okay, when we come back, we will preview next weekend's first round of the playoffs right here on the South Florida High School Football Show.
Remember, South Florida high school football fans, you can stay in the know with the latest news and updates by following us on social media. Follow us on Twitter at HSFBall, Instagram at SFHSFS, and be sure to like us on Facebook at South Florida High School Football. Time now for the U.S. Army All-American nominees. Malek Young of Coconut Creek High School. Malek is 5'10" and weighs 189 pounds. This cornerback received over 25 different offers and is excited to play hard and lead his senior team. Nick Bosa from St. Thomas Aquinas High School. Nick is 6'3" and weighs 250 pounds. Bosa is a 5-star defensive end recruit who has worked his way up to being one of the top 5 recruits in the nation. Bosa's father, John, played for the Miami Dolphins.
Bro, just watch what I do.
This the game that shows us. Pioneers started in 24. Bet he don't do it. Sliding up the block. See that, Jimmy? Masterpiece. Rush that new speed.
Experience the Vera difference at Vera Cadillac Buick GMC Pembroke Pines. Vera is 4 miles north of Sun Life Stadium.
Closed caption sponsored by Regal Cinemas, where we are more than just a movie.
We're back now on the South Florida High School Football Show. Joe Zagacki and Don Bailey Jr. from the Regal Entertainment Group Theater in Plantation, where we are more than just a movie. Now we move into our predictions, or your predictions, for
our
predictions for the first round of the playoffs.
Okay.
And of course, you can follow us on the radio as well during the postseason. We'll have many of the games for you. We begin with Deerfield Beach and Plantation. This should be quite a ball game at Deerfield Beach.
Joe, I'm going to take the home team in Deerfield Beach.
All right, I'm going to go with defense in this one. Flanagan will take on Piper at Flanagan.
I'm going to go with Flanagan as well.
At Mylander Stadium, Columbus and American. American finished very strong. Columbus had a loss to Coral Gables, but I'll go with the Explorers.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Columbus, even though it's almost a home game for American.
At Tropical Park, Coral Gables will take on Hialeah.
I'm going to go with Coral Gables.
Yeah, I like the Gables as well. Good defense, good running game. Belen, as we talked about in our last segment, this is going to be a tough matchup for them. They're going to take on South Ridge.
You know, Joe, that's a tough decision for me, so I'm going to go with the Ridge.
All right, I'll go with Belen. At Harris Field, it'll be South Dade and Southwest.
I will go with South Dade.
We're going to go with South Dade as well. All right, in Broward County, Ely takes on Dwyer.
I will go with Ely.
St. Thomas takes on Royal Palm Beach at St. Thomas.
I'm not going to give up on St. Thomas yet. St. Thomas.
Neither am I. At Nova, it'll be Nova and Matter Academy. I'll take Matter.
Will you? I'll take Matter as well.
All right, Miami Sunset will take on West Broward at Tropical Park. I'll go with Sunset.
Me too.
All right, very good. Boyd Anderson is at home. They're going to take on Central.
I'm going to take the Rockets.
That's going to be quite a ball game. A lot of athletes in that one. High-scoring affair. I think Central's going to win it. At Trash Pal, this will be a heck of a game. Carroll City and Dillard.
Well, you know I'm going with the Chiefs, Joe. I mean, Dillard's got a great football team, but at Aubrey, he'll get it done.
All right, up at Suncoast Community High School, it's Suncoast taking on Hollandale. I'll go with the Chargers.
I'm going to go with Hollandale.
At Heritage Field, American Heritage takes on Fort Pierce Westwood.
I'm going to go with American Heritage.
I'm going to take American Heritage not only to win this one, but to go all the way.
There you go. That's a pat on the back.
All right, Glade Central will face off against Gulliver Prep.
I'm going Glade Central.
Westminster Christian will take on American Heritage Delray.
I'm going to take American Heritage Delray.
Oh, we're upset. I'll go with Westminster Christian. All right, Dade Christian has a game there going up against Naples, and I'll go with Dade Christian.
I'm going with them as well.
All right, so those are our selections. We wish everybody the very best of luck in the postseason. I think a couple of schools are going to come back with state championships.
Absolutely. Well, hey, listen, they can't break the tradition. Dade and Broward County have been pulling back state championships year after year. Why should this one be any different?
We have a couple of people to thank for this show. This is our last show of the year. It's our 12th season doing high school football.
Boy, time flies when you're having fun.
How about that? Mark Griffin, our producer and director.
What a great job he does, right?
Behind the camera. From Arena Advertising, Linda Doyle puts it all together.
Wouldn't be possible without Mrs. Linda Doyle.
And I have to thank our voice of the show, that's Cheryl Zagacki.
You better thank her and bring her a nice gift as well.
And we, of course, want to thank our audience for joining us now for 12 straight years.
Yeah, fantastic. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the audience.
All right, we wish everybody the best of luck in the postseason here in high school football. For Don Bailey Jr., I'm Joe Zagacki. We will see you next year on the South Florida High School Football Show.
The South Florida High School Football Show has been sponsored by the Miami Dolphins, Metro PCS, U.S. Army, Vera Cadillac Buick GMC, Tico Peoples Gas, Adidas, and Regal Cinemas.